guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Margarita and today I'm here to bring you a book haul. So this book haul is going to be a little bit bigger than I would have hoped for the simple fact that last month was my birthday month, so I went a little bit overboard. So let's just get into the books. These are in no particular order. They're all just kind of thrown in front of me on my bed and it's just how I pick them up. So the first book that I'm going to talk about is The Girl in the Tower by Katherine Arden. This is the second book. I don't know if it actually has a series name, but the first book was The Bear and the Nightingale, and this is basically Russian folklore inspired fantasy, and I absolutely love it. It follows our main character Vasilisa and the things that she gets into. I'm so excited to continue on with the series. When I saw this, I had to get it. I got it at Barnes & Noble, so it was full price, but I just had to get it because I'm so excited. The next book that I have to talk about is also a sequel, and that is Record of a Spaceborne Few by Becky Chambers. And this is the third and final book in her Wayfarer series. I absolutely loved The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. It was so good. The second book, A Close and Common Orbit, was just as good in my opinion, and I cannot wait to continue on with this series. I'm so pumped. I'm hoping to pick this up either in September or October. So pumped. The next book that I have to talk about is a book that I have already read, and that is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. This is the third book in her A Court of series, and I've already read this. I was just waiting for it to come out on paperback so I could complete my trilogy. I'm in the process of reading A Court of Frost and Starlight, which is the novella before the next one starts. I got that from the library. I have to say I'm not super impressed, and I probably will not be continuing on with the series. I definitely won't be buying the rest of the series unless there's a really big improvement, but that was a little tangent. The next book that I have to talk about is Not That Bad, but edited by Roxane Gay, and these are dispatches from rape culture, and I am about 100 pages into this book. This book is so important. I feel like everybody in the world should read this book. It is so tough to get through because it's basically just people's stories of assault and rape, and it's just so horrible. But I think it's a very important topic to discuss and people need to read it, and I'm very glad that I have it, and hopefully I will be finishing this soon. But like I said, it's really tough to get through at times. Like the first couple stories I was already crying, so but this is good. I'm so glad that I have it. I know a couple friends want to borrow this from me once I'm done, and when they're done I'm going to reread it and annotate it because I have a lot of thoughts and opinions about this. The next book is also a book that I've read, and I loved it so much that I had to go out and buy a copy of it within, I think, like a week or two, and that is The Astonishing Color of After by Emily K.R. Pan. I read this as an audiobook from the library, and it was so fabulous. I highly, highly, highly recommend the audiobook. It was absolutely wonderful. But I fell in love with it. It's such a beautiful story. This basically follows our main character, Lee, whose mother commits suicide and dies. And so she's trying to figure out how to cope with the loss of her mother, and she thinks that her mother has turned into a bird, and that this bird is sending her to China. Is it China? No. To Taiwan to meet her grandparents that she's never met before, and she thinks that this bird has a mission for her, and it's to help her cope with the loss of her mother and to come to terms with what's going on. It's so good. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Definitely pick it up if it sounds interesting to you. The next book that I have is The Muse by Jessie Burton, and as you can see, I got this on sale. I was hesitant to pick this up because I read her first book, The Miniaturist, and I was not particularly blown away by it. I thought it was okay. But this book, this cover, first of all, absolutely gorgeous. Not that that's why you should buy a book. But it was on sale, and I definitely wanted to give her another try, so hopefully I will enjoy this. We will see. The next book that I have, we're getting close to the end. Barnes & Noble this weekend had a 50% off sale where certain books were 50% off. So the next 4 books that I have to talk about, I got from there. And I was very excited. I got some of the books that I have had my eye on. One book that I've already read, absolutely loved, just couldn't spend that much money on it. So let's just get into it. The first book is Dread Nation by Justina Ireland, and this is an alternate, what is it? What is that called? Basically, it's about the Civil War era America, but with zombies, so I guess alternate history is what it's called. And I'm super pumped to read this. I've heard good things about it, and I'm really hoping to enjoy it, and since it was 50% off, I was like, why the heck not? The next book that I have is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, and this cover is absolutely stunning. It's paperback, which is my preferred style of book. I love paperbacks compared to hardcovers. Not that that really matters, but since I saw it in paperback, it's like I have to have this. I've heard nothing but wonderful things about Laini Taylor's writing. I was going to get this from the library and then see if I wanted it, but again, it was 50% off and it was there. I can read this at my leisure now. I've heard that she has a wonderful, beautiful writing style, so I definitely picked this up. Hoping to get to that relatively soon. The next book that I have is Fury Born by Claire Legrand. I have heard mostly good things about this, but there have been a couple mixed reviews that I've seen, but I still want to give it my own opinion. This basically follows two queens that I think are centuries apart and some sort of prophecy about them. I don't know, but I'm hoping to pick this up soon. I have it again. I can read it at my leisure. I'm excited. And finally, the last book that I have to talk about is Circe by Madeline Miller. I read this book. I got it from the library. I absolutely adored it. And this book is almost $30. And I can't justify spending that amount of money on a book, even if I loved it. But it was 50% off, and this was the only copy that I found because I looked on their website and they said that this was part of it, but this was the only one I found, and I snatched it up as soon as I saw it, and I'm so excited to have this in my collection. I need to also buy Songs of Achilles, but I decided to get this one first, and I will read anything that she comes out with. This is a Greek retelling of Circe, the witch from the Odyssey, and it is so good, and I highly recommend it, especially if you like Greek mythology or Greek retellings or anything like that. I highly recommend this. So those are all of the books that I have gotten. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of them, your thoughts and opinions on them, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!